So this is sort of a part 3 of the overview on the walking analysis. This will specifically cover the dashboard and some of the features that you're going to find within the app program online. So here we have the landing page after you sign in, and it's the same login information as the app that you're using on your mobile device to collect the data. The purpose for this is it's a little bit more robust, and there are some features on here that you don't necessarily have on the mobile app. So on the landing page here, we have a few different options that we can navigate through. If you want to search for a specific patient, if you need to change your account or user profile. Over here on the left-hand side, you could see, obviously, if you click on the home, it'll bring you back to the particular page. Click on Patients, Equipment, Settings. It'll bring you to those respective areas. Most popular is you're going to be clicking on Patients. It'll show you a list of patients, and you can change the number of patients that are going to be presented. And of course, you can scroll from page to page. I only have 2 examples up here, so it won't really matter which one of these that I choose. Click over the existing patient, and that's going to bring up the dashboard of that specific patient. So the dashboard is just a quick and easy overview, especially showing you some information of the last analysis that's been conducted, and it shows you the top 5. You can just click anywhere on that, including see on details, and it's going to provide you the overview of that particular analysis, which is what we used when we went over the general and the angular views. Also up here, you can see that you can add some additional information, such as the pathology, okay, as well as any comments or reasons for the consultation. So that will save in the patient file, and that's going to be global for the patient file. Now you can also make specific adjustments to the individual analyses, for example, the shoes that they were wearing, their level of pain on that particular day of the collecting of data, and so on. Also, we can click on the patient file, and again, we can make adjustments to that sort of information. Now, if I click on practitioner analysis, this is going to show me and highlight all of the analyses that I have, right? So it's going to show the walk, the run, and the performance rehab module, if that's something that you also have available. You can quickly click on and go to the PDF. And so the PDF allows you to export that particular analysis. And also within there is you can make some notes. Okay, recommended actions. So the reason for this is if you're providing this as a patient or for a caregiver or for another practitioner, you can make them aware of certain conditions or certain actions, exercises, things like that, references that they want to go back to. If you click on export, it's then going to bring you to the print file that you can print it to a PDF file. Once you're done with that, you can just click on the X, and that's going to bring you back into the practitioner analysis. Also from this, if you click on the 3 dots, you can delete the analysis. The reason for that is if you took an analysis and maybe there were extenuating circumstances or outliers, you were attempting to use the same shoes, they didn't that day, you can delete the analysis, and therefore it's not going to make any specific changes to something we're about to look at right here at this moment, referred to as the evolution. Now, if I click on evolution, that's going to give me the option of doing an evolution for the walk, the run, or the various jumps. Okay, so the walk, if I click on that, it's going to give me an aggregate of all of the walking analysis. So as you can see here this is stance time. So I can put my cursor over the dots, and it's going to show me specifically what day and timestamp that analysis was conducted. So that way, if I need to go back and make some references, I'm going to have the ability to do so. One of the things that you'll also see is it may provide you the normative data. If there is normative data, so many of these actually do, and that's going to be represented here in a green shadow. but if you hold your cursor over one of those points, it's also going to be represented on the bottom aspect. So stance time is going to be in the red, and the blue, or excuse me, stance time on the left is going to be in the red, stance time on the right is going to be in the blue. The other thing that you'll notice too is next to the average time, so 757 milliseconds, it gives you the standard deviation of that time. So now you get an opportunity to also look at the variability specifically within each one of those analyses, as you're also evaluating the evolution of the time course over the treatments. So, or excuse me, the analysis, which could be related to your treatments if you are in fact treating someone, or if you are just following someone over the course of a life cycle or a season, whatever it is that you're using the analysis for in terms of conducting and collecting data. So we have this for stance and swing time and speed and cadence, stride length, attack angle, propulsion rate, clearance, heel strike, flat foot, heel off, toes off, and then relative through the stance phase, which is all of those right there. So real interesting to be able to look at not only the specific data test by test, but to look at the transformation or the trajectory as a result of, like I said, either the course throughout training or a season, or if they are involved in a rehabilitation program. The other thing that you can do if you just want to actually look at too is I'm going to go ahead and click my practitioner analysis. I'm going to choose a specific analysis to evaluate. Okay. And then in the three dots all the way over to the right hand side, I click on the three dots, and you can see I have another option here to delete the analysis or export. But if you click on the compare, it allows me to then choose a second analysis, and we get to put them side by side. Again, they are date and time stamped. So we get to look at the analysis side by side between two different time frames. Okay, so really two options to do this comparison. So if you want to compare the first and the last, anywhere in between, or if you want to look at the complete evolution, you can do that. The other option is if I'm doing this comparative analysis, I can also export this as a PDF file. Okay, and as we saw in the others, I can also put in practitioner's comments and any other recommended actions.